And then we should probably short rest before we jump into this white portal. I mean, I would my comment ability.
Yeah, I'm down for that. And during that time, I can also make us some food.
Nice.
I thought you did 2 for the day already. Can you do it every time?
So this is a different part of my chef feat.
Nice.
So the chef feat cook treats. It gives me the temporary hit points, or gives us temporary hit points. But I also can make special food, where as part of a short rest, I can cook special food for 6 creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And for up to 6 creatures. At the end of the short rest, any creature who eats the food and spends 1 or more hit dice to regain hit points regains an extra 1d8 hit points.
Okay.
So that
Nice.
I guess this time we really don't need it because
Yeah.
only 2 of us took damage and it was negligible damage.
Yeah, I'm missing 1 HP.
I'm missing 2.
Okay, so I won't bother this time, but that's like useful if we get really jacked up.
It'll be good. Yeah.
Okay, so I won't bother, and I'll just spend my time.
I think we would have got pretty jacked up. I would have been confused, and then this.
Oh yeah, that could have been so much worse. In that case, Verkus is just going to, during the hour, he's gonna sit on the rocking chair that that Andy was on, and he is just staring intently at this sword,
Attuning
to it.
Yeah.
And just, it's quite the sword. And you said the blade is obsidian?
So the whole thing's obsidian. It's a scimitar, but then the very edge of the scimitar is like a line of ruby. And it's like chiseled to like a crystal point almost. So have you seen Star Wars the Solo movie?
Yes.
So remember the bad guy at the end has those little daggers with the little red tips?
Yeah.
Imagine instead of gold, they are obsidian, same red tips, and then a scimitar instead of tiny little daggers.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay.
Yes. Tis awesome.
That is beautiful. Okay, thank you.
Yes, of course. So we're down to keep playing for a while longer, correct, friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So what do you guys want to do next? That you've at this point, as Verkus is making that food to help you guys, you thoroughly search the cabin. You have found everything it is possible to find. What would you like to do next?
Short rest.
Yeah, we'll take a very short rest, very quick short rest. In that time, there's a fireplace in here, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it still going?
Actually, when the old man transformed into the big creature you fought and it knocked over all the chairs, that would have put out the fire, so you would have to reignite it.
Great. I'm going to quickly cast Produce Flame, throw it in the fireplace, and then I'm just going to sit in front of it, just like playing with Olive, maybe consulting my star map a little bit. You see that Kistan's appearance has gone back to normal by now. The little orb that he uses also back to normal by now.
Nice. Okay.
Titus come down from his highs.
Yeah. From his highs.
A bunch of food.
Multiple.
Some drugs are useful. That's the message we want to send out, apparently.
If you're already feeling magical, then you can choose how the drugs affect you.
See,
Exactly. Just like in real life. No, I'm just kidding.
when your tolerance is high enough, you get to choose.
I spent so many months just tinkering on growing it in different ways. Like, I don't like this effect. This is weird.
That's just giving me like oh god, now it's escaped me, and it's one of my favorite movies.
Which movie?
I don't remember.
He doesn't remember.
And it's bothering me. Dread Pirate Roberts.
I've never heard of this movie.
Princess Bride, thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
With the Princess Bride.
I've heard of that movie.
Yeah, where the Dread Pirate Roberts says, I've been taking whatever the poison was.
Oh,
and it no longer affects me. Just Tide's just like, I've taken this for so long, I choose how it affects me.
It is my plan.
Poisoned both cups. That's a paladin move to take later on when you're immune to poison. It's just like, I poisoned everything.
I am poison.
Right?
My blood
I'm
is
an oath
poison.
of poison paladin, okay?
Oath of poison.
That needs to be a
love
thing. That sounds awesome.
That does sound
Sick.
awesome.
Oath of poison paladin.
You just
We'll
dedicated
make it
your life to
for,
poison.
Right? It'll be the most roguelike paladin you've ever met.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Can you guys do me a favor and keep role playing and talking for a couple minutes? I'm planning a thing that just popped into my head, and I think it's going to be awesome. So let me
Yeah, go
finish
for it.
charting that out real quick.
Sure.
But yeah, you guys are taking a short rest during this time. If you want to do any hit points and hit dice to recover stuff, and then with that, with that fireplace that Kastan reignited, because of the ambient magic here, I want anyone who wants, you feel kind of sitting around the hearth that the warmth is a little bit magical. So if anyone chooses, if you want to make a charisma, int, or wisdom save, totally your choice which you make. If you get above a 15, you will be able to regain a spell slot. But if you get below a 5, there will be a detrimental effect that I will roll for on a little table I have.
Oh,
Natural 20 on wisdom save.
Dirty 20 on a wisdom.
So for those two, you guys can actually recover 2 spell slots because that's pretty epic. So.
Nice.
I get
Now I wish
all
I
my
had
spell
used
slots
more
are back.
spells. Yeah.
Nice.
One spell.
So along with this, so Verkus has these very his eyes are this verdant green currently, but as he finishes attuning to this blade, there's this hint of ruby red circling the pupil, almost looking like a forest fire.
Ooh. I love it.
That's pretty cool.
Everyone with your passive perception, as you guys are sitting around, would probably notice that Verkus's eyes have changed slightly.
I think Kastan has advantage on passive perception to notice changes about Verkus.
Cousin!
And Verkus just sheaths the blade and just
Cousin, are you
looks
alright?
into the fire. I'm wonderful.
Your eyes are doing this mesmerizing thing.
You know, I've been told that before, never by family, but
I rolled a 20. I rolled a 24 on the fire thing.
Then you also get 2 spell slots. My goodness, you guys are rolling good. I like it.
I know.
Any spell slot?
Probably 2 level of spells.
Any spell slots.
Oh.
Yeah, you
I'm
guys
gonna give myself 2 9th level spell slots. Thank you.
There we go.
Oh no, I meant recover 2 that have been used.
Yeah. Just messing.
I'll keep my sorcery points then. Perfect.
Okay.
I require about 2 more minutes, and things will be ready shortly.
Would you have allowed me to swap out, because I know we took a long rest, but I never swapped out my spells. Can I do that now?
Absolutely.
Okay, I really just want to swap out 1.
That's cool. No, that's fine.
Verkus, I have something for you.
Yeah.
This is, I have one of these, a petal of tide leaf for you. Because I removed the negative reaction, this will give you 10 speed of movement. An increase of 10 feet of movement.
Okay.
Yeah, I only have one of those, I believe.
As I've been playing with Olive at the fireplace,
what is this one called?
Kastan's...
That one is the Tide Leaf Unleashed.
Tide Leaf Unleashed. Jesus. Okay. Okay. Anyway,
not
go
Tide
on.
Leaf Rush. And as I've been playing with Olive, Kastan starts to think kind of like, I actually might have an idea on how we can proceed. I could send Olive forth through the portal and she can relay back to me what she sees, so we're prepared for whatever it might be on the other side.
Wait, sorry, can you say that again? I apologize.
He's gonna send Olive through the portal to scout.
Yes.
Oh, that little portal? Okay.
I believe I could do the same thing with my Find Familiar without having to risk Olive going through there.
Olive will be safe.
Yeah, Olive is like a natural familiar or something like that, I think.
And has levels in Bard.
It's called Wild.
She's not a bard yet. No,
Not yet.
Whenever our fair GM will allow me to take one level in Bard for my fellow companion here.
Yeah. Tide, would you happen to be able to use an identify spell on the arrows?
I would, but it would summon something.
The only way that we have to identify is currently through the tablet.
I think since they're arrows, they're safe to test since you're shooting them away from us.
Fair. Okay.
It's not a spell that I know. I have to cast it through the tablet.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, Verkus kind of nods and thumbs the pommel of his new sword and kind of begins to pace along the kitchen.
We can, when we find a good safe place to take down some of these creatures, I can definitely identify a few things. And
I would recommend us not using the tablet too much in the mound, considering the amount of additional magical effects this place has. With my grandmother stating that this place is dangerous and that Andrew Mol'Karrian himself was dangerous for having studied the arcane and specifically forbidden magics. With something as
volatile
as the tablet, I don't know if we should be using it here. I know we found it here, but you don't know how these various parts of this place will impact one another, especially because it's been around forever, so we don't even know if they were all created at the same time.
Yeah, that's fair. We should be more careful with it. I mean, I've been trying to keep to the lesser dangerous effects, but you said we don't know what's going to happen here.
Wait, so,
did you want was Olive going through? If she goes through, can she come back? Can you summon her back? Like that's, if I send my familiar, I could at least undismiss it and bring it back here. Or if it immediately dies upon going through the portal, I will know that it is not.
Our only path is forward.
Yeah.
There's no sense in going back. And if Olive goes through this portal, since we're going through her after her anyway, at least we're still prepared for what's to come. I'm not concerned about her coming back.
How is she going to send message? How is she going to send word back, though, if she goes through?
Olive and I have a very unique bond. And granted, the additional efforts and help by my magic that I had learned through, the natural magic that I had learned through my family, I think that I'd be able to enforce that bond we have.
Okay.
I am ready to proceed, friends.
Let's do it.
So Olive's going to go through to scout?
Yes. So as we've been talking, I've just been holding her in my hand and kind of over her. I'm ritual casting beast sense, so that she can funnel back to me sight, I think. For the duration of the spell, I touch a willing creature. I can use my action to see through the beast's eyes and hears what it hears and continue to do so until I use my action to come back to normal. However, I would then be blinded and deafened to my own surroundings, but I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're able to see through her eyes as you go through?
Yeah. So I will kind of set her down. She'll scamper over to the portal, and before she hits the portal, before she jumps right onto it, I will warg into her senses and start getting the feedback of the visual and audio from Olive. It's like a little remote control.
Remote control floofy friend. I love it.
Recon.
Cool. So she's gonna go towards that little portal of swirling red, and as
the little
soon as
recon rodent.
yeah, as soon as she touches it, she doesn't feel anything. It's fine. It's safe to pass through, just like the void. And so I assume if she pops her head into it, does she do that?
She's just gonna go full in. She's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as she goes into it, on the other side, she kind of comes up like as though she's coming up from the floor. It kind of flips up and down, but she comes into a like a stone room with very high vaulted ceilings and very high stone walls around her.
Especially to her.
Exactly. And so what she sees is about, let me do the math real quick, 10, 20, it's about 30 by 30 around the wall she can see, 30 feet by 30 feet. There's kind of a dimly, like a very pale glowing light above, so it's all dim lighting, but behind her 30 feet she's in the center of this room, so like 15 feet behind her would be stone wall. To her right and left is stone wall. In front there's kind of 3 paths that you can take, and in one of those paths is standing a large figure. It looks like this in the general chat. It is about 15 feet tall.
Whoa. Jeez.
It looks like some kind of large armored being, and it's just standing completely still. It does not have any weapons. It just has big metal fists, and it's just standing there, and it turns its head slightly to look at Olive, but doesn't react any other way. But you get the vibe that it does see her and is not reacting otherwise. Oh, hang on.
Wow.
My computer did something weird for a second. You guys all still there?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm not sure what happened. My computer
we just saw Victor just run.
Yeah, I have no idea where he's going. You okay? Bathroom break. Cool. So it looks safe. My only concern is there's a large golem-looking creature standing in one of the paths ahead. But there's 3 separate ways that we seem to be able to take, so I think it's safe for us to head through. And without waiting for too much, Kastan's going to just right through.
Yep, I'll put 1 foot in and get sucked down. I imagine.
Pop down.
Cool.
I'll follow last.
Okay. All 4 of you plop down, and you guys are standing where Olive was. You see everything I just described to Castan. There is this giant figure near you guys, and it kind of looks at all of you. You see its eyes are kind of glowing blue through its big metal helmet, and it looks at all of you, but it doesn't seem to react.
Hello, friends.
Yeah, let's speak to it.
So it doesn't react as you all speak, but in front of it, a ghostly visage appears of, it's a tall humanoid figure. It's about 7 feet tall, in long, flowy blue robes, but its face is the same, like, animal skull that you saw on Mol'Karrian when you just fought him. And this figure says, "You have done well to get this far. My nicer side, which has vanished now, would have told you to leave. I give you that opportunity once more. Leave this place and we will let you go without any further harm coming to you."
We need to be here. We mean you no harm, but we need to continue.
The ghostly figure raises its hands and says, "You are wrong." And as it does that, the massive shield guardian behind it mimics its hand movement. And the ghostly figure says, "The fight in the cabin was but a taste of the power I can unleash to protect what is inside here. When Andrathane Mol'Karrian cast a spell to contain his creations, it fractured and made this mound. It is not impervious, but it will still do its initial function of protecting itself." And with that, the figure vanishes, but the guardian is still standing there with its palm raised up.
Before any kind of but if I kind of start seeing things going, I'm gonna summon my owl behind me.
Perfect. You do that.
Olive goes into her little safe position.
Nice.
Veracus unsheathes his blades very slowly, having them kind of limp next to him, so it's not an aggressive stance.
Okay. Well,
got
caught.
And kind of looks to his new blade and just asks out loud to nothing, but says, "Is this familiar?"
To the blade?
Just wondering, just curious. Do I hear anything?
You do not.
Okay.
I peer around the shield guardian. Like, do I see anything interesting behind it compared to the other two paths?
So behind it, you see that behind it goes about 5, 10, 15, 20. You see about 30 feet behind it, another wall, and it looks like there might be 2 offshoot paths behind it as well. And then looking to the path on your left, you do not see anything, but looking to the path on your right, it's hard to see in the dim light, but about 50, 60 feet down, it looks like there might be another shield guardian. Also keep in mind with your passive perceptions, when you guys are looking at these, you see that they probably have about the same hit points as the Mol'Karrian that you just fought in the cabin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
But they don't have any swords on their belts, so that's good. They would probably just be dealing big, powerful punches.
Lots of punches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any way that they can be outmaneuvered, like relative to the halls, like the size? Like, is there like a tight corner that they wouldn't be able to follow us through, or something like that?
From where you can see, you are not sure. You get the vibe from looking at them that their speed is going to be about 25 feet per turn. So they're slightly slower than you guys. And I am just marking one thing here on the map really quick because you just gave me an idea, not in a good way for you guys. Give me one moment here. Hang on one second here.
We deserve it.
Yeah, that's true.
Guys, last time I messed this up pretty bad. So do we just attack, or like do we chill?
We can't attack. We can chill and go left. I mean, I'm fine with either.
If we feel like we're attacking, maybe we can attack first.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. So, and just because I have things marked on this map, I'm trying not to share it for interesting reasons, but let me think how hang on. I'm going to draw a companion piece that shows you kind of the paths available to you to give you an outline of what you can deduce from here. So give me 1 second to draw that.
That sounds good. I'm ready to bash this first shield guardian, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it or reason.
That piece of Mol'Karrian that we fought, I mean, we wailed on that thing. I think we must have put like 200 points of damage into that thing.
Yeah.
And if we have, you noticed the other one, so we have 2 of these buggers.
And I only have 1 spell slot still. I didn't.
So you didn't use the fire?
I tried and failed.
Ah, got it.
If you guys look in the map channel, I've just given a very, very quick little thingy of the outline of the terrain that you can see. So that kind of big opening in the center, that's where the shield guardian is, and then the other one is off to the right where it kind of opens up. Where you see that little line that looks almost like an H, that corridor looks like it might be narrow enough to where a shield guardian could not pursue you into there. And that is all you can see currently.
Yeah, when you said that the center path split like that, I was thinking, yeah, they're all good. All 3 of these paths are going to lead to like more of an open area, maybe in the back. So if we go left, maybe we could just bypass the shield guardian and then see what's behind it rather than fight it.
Let's give it a shot. Let's go left.
Okay. You guys go left, and as soon as you start moving, I do need everyone to roll initiative because Shield Guardian that you can see is going to start pursuing you.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. So let's do initiative here. And I'm going to roll for the Shield Guardian.
It's my turn to get 9.
1 second here. Let's go. Okay, perfect. G1. And so you got a 9 as your end result, Aramis?
Yeah.
Cool. What is everyone else getting for that initiative roll?
10.
Cool. 10 for, that was for Tide?
Yeah.
Perfect. And Kastan, what'd you roll?
12.
12, nice. And Verkus, what'd you get?
21.
21.
Okay, so I'm going to mark you guys on the map, and again, we're going to kind of turn into a little maze thing. So I'm going to kind of describe to you guys the terrain around you, but I have kind of a master map that I'll be referencing, so we'll kind of do it that way. So I'm going to put you guys to where you're starting to run down the left corridor, and I'm just going to kind of put you guys all next to each other. So with Verkus going first. Oh, and actually, let me roll for. Hang on, one thing here. Sweet. Okay, so. Okay, so Verkus, I assume you want to use your full movement speed to dash left.
So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike.
Nice.
So I have that on me. And then I'm going to only use my 30 feet of movement to begin going left. But as I do, I'm going to use my action to cast Thaumaturgy. And I'm going to cast that behind the Shield Guardian, and making sounds of like our footsteps going behind it to hopefully distract it. I don't know.
Okay, awesome.
See if it like diverts its gaze for a minute.
Cool. So when you move 30 feet to the left, you're casting that to a place that you saw when you first started your turn, but you don't have line of sight to now. So you wouldn't have a way until the Shield Guardian takes its turn to see if that worked or not, but you absolutely can do that. So
yeah, that works for me.
Okay, great. So that's your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. You end your turn with the movement where you are 5 feet. So you turn left, and then there's a turn right is the only available, and you are now 5 feet from that turn. And based on what you can see, you can't really see down it, but you can tell that it's thin enough that the Shield Guardian could not follow you there.
Sweet.
Cool. Kastan, do you want to follow Verkus or do something else?
I mean, it's Kastan. He's gonna follow Verkus. But what I'm gonna do is run my 30 feet just as my movement, and then turn around. I'm still close enough. Yes, I'm gonna cast Entangle on the Shield Guardian.
Cool. So Entangle
it's going to be
yes.
a DC 15 strength deck save.
Oh, DC 15. Oh, a deck save.
Wait, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong spell. Please ignore me. It's strength.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured. So for a strength save, DC 15?
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to beat it, but have to try.
It rolled a 22, so yeah, it does. Oh. But the area around it's still difficult terrain, though, right?
Yes.
Nice. So you are not able to restrain it, but it does have difficult terrain. What's the size of that difficult terrain?
It is a 20-foot square.
Perfect. So I'm going to put 10 of those feet radiating from the front of the Shield Guardian. So, by the way, these guys are kind of stockier and wider than the base stats for Shield Guardians. So these guys kind of take up a circle that's like 15 or like 8 feet in radius. So they take up like 4 squares on my grid map.
Squares.
Correct. But I'm going to put 10 feet of difficult terrain in front of it. So that's good. I can show you guys really quick here what I'm showing on my master map right now. Let me crop this strategically so I don't give anything away. But this is kind of what you guys are seeing. right now. I'm going to crop this very carefully. Perfect. Okay, I'm sending you guys this right now. The big circled one is the Shield Guardian, and then VCTA. I love a party where everyone has different initials. Makes my job so easy.
Awesome. That's a big guy.
Yes, it is. Okay. He's a big boy.
Wowza.
And then far to your left on that map, about like 60 feet, is where there is that second Shield Guardian, but it's way down the line. So
far to the left on the map. Okay. Can I now?
And I put you right behind Verkus for the movement you see on there. So
would you allow me to have, before I moved, used my bonus action to like slap Tide on the back and teleport him 30 feet toward the left?
Yes.
So that he's gonna end up kind of right between or kind of just below you and Verkus, yeah?
Yeah, so like right before
cousin sandwich.
I'm like, Tide, get ready. And like,
what?
However,
I love that. I can see Castan running forward, tapping Tide. You're looking to your left. You teleport him where you're running, and then as you're running, you cast Entangle on the thing, and then end up right behind Verkus and Tide. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you travel as if you're like steam, just like.
I'm like, I don't fully understand Fey magic, so this is a little off for me. Like,
isn't it fun?
Yeah, I guess.
that'll be my turn.
Nice. So, Tide, it is now your turn. You are suddenly right next to Verkus and Castan, just down the hall. You can see that to your right, about 30 feet. Eremos is still standing there, and that is what do you want to do?
And you said the other one is somewhere above us, the second Shield Guardian?
It's far to your left, so it's currently like 60 feet from Eremos. It's now like 90 feet from you to your left. So it's off of that map that I posted for you.
Okay. I'm going to move just to the... I'm not going to round the corner yet.
Okay.
I'll let people kind of go down if this is the way we're going. But I'll hold an action to attack the Shield Guardian if it's going to pursue us down this. If it like turns the corner, starts coming towards us, I want to hold my action to attack it.
So do you kind of want to move like to where you're to Verkus's left on that map I just posted, so you can peer around the corner, but also if Shield Guardian 1 rounds that corner, you can attack it, yeah?
Yeah, so maybe to the left and like that farthest left corner square.
Got it. Okay.
So perfect. I'm not blocking the path down the...
Absolutely. So now that you can see, you look forward, and how far can you see in dim light?
I have dark vision of 60 feet.
Okay. So let me quickly do the math here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60...
So
70, 80, 90, 100. So you look down and you see that this corridor where it's too thin for the Shield Guardians, it goes at least 100 feet forward. Now along that way, about 40 feet up, it looks like you could take a right in an opening, but otherwise this thing continues on pretty far down the room. Yeah.
All right, that is I will take my my other, what do I have, a focus? Yeah, I'll take my focus Tide Leaf so that I have advantage on my
your next turn
intelligence saving checks.
Nice. Okay. So after Tide, it will be Eremos, but before Eremos goes, Eremos, you notice the Shield Guardian that's far to your left. It does begin moving towards you down the hall. So it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And it's going to take the dash action to where it gets 10 feet from Eremos to Eremos's left. And Shield Guardian number 1, the one that you guys were facing, has not moved yet. So Shield Guardian number 2 kind of thunders down the hallway towards Eremos. Eremos, it is your turn. You are actually 10 feet from either Shield Guardian now. And Shield Guardian 1 has difficult terrain between you and it, though. Do you want to follow your companions to your left?
I would like to clarify that for Tide's turn, which was previous, he would need to specify which spell he's holding.
Oh, yes.
It's Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
Guiding Bolt? Cool.
Okay. So he's holding that. And then I was hoping the one that was blocking the center pathway had moved, and then I could just dash down the center pathway, but it's not. So
yeah, it hasn't taken its turn yet. Based on how it's moving towards you guys with its hand up, you're guessing it's about to start moving towards you, but you don't know. It hasn't gone yet in the initiative.
Are these things like so big that I would be able to dash between their legs, or no? I mean, triggering an attack of opportunity, yeah, but
absolutely, you could move through them very easily because they're so big. But yeah, it hasn't gone yet or anything.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, okay. Is the one that did move? It was the one that was down the right corridor, right?
You said yes. Yeah, it was down the right corridor. Absolutely.
So, that corridor now is potentially unobstructed, but everyone else went down the left corridor. Is that one blocking my access to the left corridor, or no? Run through its legs to follow my friends is what I mean.
Oh yeah. So, you could run towards 1 or towards 2 or left towards your friends. None of those are obstructed to you. Now, there would be difficult terrain between you and 1. On your right is number 2. You could run through that one too. You'd be going in the opposite direction of everyone else. But yeah, you can go in any of those directions. And then behind you is just the portal you guys came through and a wall. Nothing significant there. So
okay, I will follow everyone.
cool.
Yeah,
I'll move you 30 feet down.
That sounds good. And for my action, I will attempt to reason with the Guardians.
Okay.
And I will say, I don't know what Mol'Karrian told you, but I do know that we are intended to be here by the prophecy, and then I will keep moving.
Okay. So yeah, you can take the dash action. The words are a free action for that amount of words. So okay. Do you want to move? So where I moved you.
I don't want to take the dash action. I want to remain at the end of the group so that if the Shield Guardians do attack someone, it's me.
Perfect. Okay. So then you are just like almost beside but slightly behind Kastan.
I don't know if it's possible to persuade the Shield Guardians, but that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So
totally. So
a very high DC persuasion check.
Yeah, roll it. Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
And I'm going to send you guys an updated map. And on this map I'm sending you, the little like squiggly star looking thing, that is the thaumaturgy from Kastan.
Okay.
And it's behind Shield Guardian 1, just for reference.
From Verkus.
You mean for me?
Or from Verkus, yeah, sorry.
No
so there's the then updated map of what you guys can see in your vicinity.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. So Eremos, I just sent you that updated map. That is everyone's positioning currently. You can see Shield Guardians 1 and 2. That little square with the shading, pencil shading in it in front of 1 is the difficult terrain. The little star behind Shield Guardian number 1 is the thaumaturgy from Verkus. And that line that's between 2 and the rest of you, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Good.
Cool. So Eremos, is that your turn?
Yes.
Excellent. So Shield Guardian number 1 is not going to pursue you guys. Presumably, it took Verkus's bait.
But at the same time, now it is going towards where we're going towards, so...
Potentially. Potentially. And so that is...
Hey, it's running toward.
And
it's
then...
running away from where we were to where we are. Damn.
Give me 1 second here.
We're safe. We're in danger.
I got to plot a couple things on the map here. Give me 1 moment.
Sure.
There might be other things moving around. further on in the room. I just need to chart that stuff really quick.
See, now, Kastan, since you said that Pac-Man thing, now it feels like we're in a Pac-Man game.
Yes.
Okay, where's the power pellet?
Yeah.
That's all we have to worry about. Just follow the path of power pellets.
Okay, actually, as a quick free action, before we switch to the top of the order and Verkus again, can everyone make me just free perception checks, please?
Absolutely. To 25.
Hot 5.
Hot 5. Okay, and then a 25. Anyone else? 14 for Aramos.
23.
Everyone who got above a 20. So I think it's just Tide and Kastan.
The cousin!
Verkus.
I'm sorry. Verkus and Kastan. You guys hear way further down the chamber, it sounds like some little like pitter patter of feet frantically moving. It's definitely not a shield guardian, because those things are big, and when shield guardians 1 and 2 moved, you did feel the ground kind of shake, so you can kind of hear roughly where they are. And you would have heard that it seems like shield guardian number 1 moved back towards where Verkus did the thaumaturgy, and then kind of arced left, moving towards where you guys would be running if you went forward. So, that's what you guys. But then way further, I'm talking like 100 or 200 feet deeper in the room, you hear the little. So something smaller and quicker is moving. Verkus, it is your turn. Oh, what was that, Victor?
You're muted.
The pitter patter is going towards or away?
You can't tell because it's so far. It's just further in the room.
You also rolled a 5. So.
I'm asking for those who rolled a 20.
Yes.
The information for them to know.
It's good clarification. Yeah, no, you can't tell because it's so further down. You just hear movement, and it's kind of because it's roughly in front of you. You can't tell if it's towards or from you, but it's just further on down.
Kastan is going to, if he can, just when he hears that, telepathically broadcast that to his party.
Yeah, you can do that as a free action for sure.
So Verkus is going to, before going into the little corridor, he's going to pull out one of the ruby-tipped arrows.
Nice.
Now's the time to test, and going to shoot at number 2.
Gonna shoot back over at number 2?
Yeah, because I think I can see him, right?
You can, yeah. Yeah, he's close enough that you can fire. Let me check one quick thing. Okay, cool. Please roll an attack against the shield guardian.
That is a 24.
Okay. So I'm going to clarify some things in a moment. Can you roll me damage for that, as well as, let me check my notes for the ruby tipped arrow. I'm gonna
and Josh, I did roll at disadvantage for that 24.
You rolled a disadvantage for the 24?
I rolled a 17 and a 19.
Why'd you roll a disadvantage?
Because he's using a weapon other than his cursed dagger.
Oh, that makes sense. Thank you. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So, hey, that still is an awesome roll. As you fire it using this ruby-tipped arrow, I do want you to roll a wisdom or intelligence save, your choice.
Oh, fuck.
Wisdom. Fail.
What'd you roll?
Face.
Was it a nat 1?
No, it's 8.
Okay, well, no, with an 8, I need you to roll 1d8, please.
With an 8, you only partially explode. I rolled a 4.
Okay, so you take 4 psychic damage.
Okay. Okay, I take 4 psychic.
And
hey, my temporary hit points are gone.
You know, and then what was your damage roll for the arrow striking the shield guardian?
That was a total of 10 points
Cool.
of piercing damage.
And then can you also roll me a bonus d6 for those arrowheads, though?
I rolled a 1.
Okay, so it's 11 damage total?
9 damage total.
Oh, 9 damage total. Okay, perfect.
Right? No, I said 10. Sorry,
10.
11.
Yeah, so
You're
11.
Right. You're right.
Okay. Cool. Give me 1 second here. So, because I'm going to describe that arrow flying again. You get the sense that with the extra damage, that extra d6, that comes from the kind of the arrowhead being extra jagged and cool looking, but then the ruby at the end does its own thing, and you sense that you failed to trigger that, and that's why you took that psychic damage. Now this is important though. So you turn back and you fire this arrow at Shield Guardian number 2, and based on your aim, you're like, with the 24, you're like, I'm going to hit that sucker right in the chest and do some damage. It flies, and about 5 feet before it hits the Shield Guardian, that arrow just vanishes.
Oh.
Into thin air. It just vanishes. What's your
Yikes.
passive?
Arrows aren't worth it at all.
Verkus, what's
They're
your
nothing
passive
but a
perception? What's your passive perception, Verkus?
16.
With a 16, you hear very, very faintly a little, like a little, it sounds like the arrow hit something, and it's way further deeper into the room.
Does the pittering slow down?
Nope, it hits. You hear that sound right when that arrow should have hit the Shield Guardian.
Okay.
So do with that what you will. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Verkus?
Son of a bitch, mother! And I'm just
Run.
You can move 30 feet if you want after casting that.
My cousin suffers from severe and immediate migraine.
True. I will go to. I'm just gonna go into the corridor then.
Okay.
It usually happens when
30
I'm
feet.
talking to him, but I'm surprised it happened in the middle of combat.
Yeah, because it was. I did the action to do that. I still have Zephyr Strike in. I
just had a really cool idea. Hang on. I know what I can do here. Give me 1 second. I'm a genius. No, I'm just kidding. I thought of a way I can show you guys the map. I can just cover certain parts of it that you can't see with line of sight with paper. So let me do that real quick. Matthew, your doggy's so cute.
Thanks.
I'm going to pull my blades out again and have Tavusa cover my magical sword in flame for my bonus action as I go into the corridor.
Okay.
And that'll be my go.
That sounds good. Let me give you guys an updated map after that turn.
We're here.
Ooh, this is fun. Guys, this is the most fun I've had in a long time. Thank you so much for doing this session. This is a blast. I love this. There is an updated map for you all to consult, and then it will be Kastan's turn next.
Hey. I like
that. My turn now?
Yes. Really quick for that map also, I should have positioned the middle paper a little more better. 5 feet up from you, Verkus, going in that long corridor that's too thin for a Shield Guardian, there is a 10-foot gap 5 feet in front of you that angles left. There could be a Shield Guardian approaching there based on what you guys heard with his footsteps earlier, and that opening is wide enough for a Shield Guardian to come through, so just FYI.
Cool.
I'm going to use my full movement and dash and just get 60 feet down as far as I can into that corridor.
Cool. Yeah. And because Verkus is friendly, you can potentially move past him if you want. So let me count at the things. 5, 10,
yeah,
15,
I leapfrog
25,
over
30, 35,
and
40.
going down that corridor to the right as you go.
Yeah, I'm going to take a quick glance.
And so you're going to move 60 feet with that dash?
Yes.
Cool. So looking down the corridor, you see... Actually, let me just reposition these papers here and show you what you see now that you can see that.
She is so cute.
She is so cute. Okay, let me give an updated map. But you do see there is a Shield Guardian 10 feet further in that opening. Let me crop this guy real quick here.
Fun fact: her name is Shay because we listened to it out of Not Another D&D podcast, and when we got her, we were really intrigued with just naming her something that we were both into, and so she ended up being Shay, being the druid in the first part of their adventure. That the entire party is just like hitting on for no reason.
That's amazing. So for Nugget, we named Nugget after the dog Nugget from campaign 2.
Okay.
From campaign 2 of Critical Role.
Yeah.
When Jester gets a pet at some point, she named the dog Nugget.
I love that.
So because Rochelle and I both watch Critical Role, so but also Chicken Nugget. And I say Chicken Nugget, and because her nose is black, it's like she's got a burnt end.
Oh.
Little burnt nugget.
Little burnt nugget.
There's an updated map for you guys based on Kastan's line of sight after dashing.
Cool.
Verkus's.
I like how you're like, black that out.
Yep. I accidentally didn't cover part of it with the paper, so I was like, ow. So, yes. There we go. Kastan, is there anything else you can do after dashing?
I would just alert Verkus and whomever else can see and hear me at this point, kind of just shouting over my shoulder. I'm like,
yeah, everyone would be able to hear you, and then Verkus and Tide could see you, so you absolutely alert them.
Then I'm not going to use my bonus action to do anything. I'm done.
Okay. Tide, you're up next.
Kastan, you went down. You followed Verkus?
And he went past
Verkus now.
Yeah.
Okay. Since I had my held reaction for the Shield Guardian, the second one moved towards us. Can I release my reaction against this Shield Guardian too that's pursuing us?
You can. That was Guiding Bolt, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. Roll a spell attack.
Nat 20.
Nice.
So,
you need D6s?
Fun fact, my next spell casts max damage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
48 damage?
8. 6 times 8 is 48.
Yeah.
That's, and I was going to cast it through the tablet, aside from Kastan's advice.
Okay, go for it.
I'm like, I have this magic just kind of like crinkling over me from the tide leaf from earlier, and I'm just kind of like, I need to do this.
When I gave you the tablet stats, how many levels did I say you could amplify the spell casting by?
A D4.
So roll that D4, and for every D4 you roll, that will give you an extra D6 on damage, in addition to your max damage from the other roll.
That's crazy.
That's just a 1, so...
Okay. So it's 5d6 for a total of 10.
10, yep. 60.
So 60 damage.
But we don't know if it's even going to hit, because it has that magical barrier in front of it.
You rolled the nat 20, so that's 60 damage.
Shoot right at it. I have some theories if it's not attacking the Guardians, but this is going to help me determine that. I should take my spell slot away.
Describe how you cast the... do you just like pulse it out of your hand towards the Shield Guardian?
Yeah, so there's still like this like crackling energy from earlier, and then I
But
just
still
like...
through the tablet?
Well, yeah, like I like slip my hand into like where I have the tablet, and I just kind of like funnel, like take magic from it. And then I just release my palm forward, and then just this, I didn't expect it to be so strong, but just like this bright white light just starts pulsating towards the Shield Guardian.
Cool. So really quick, as you launch this bolt of magical energy towards the Shield Guardian, we said, what was the total spell level with that amplification from the tablet?
It went up by 1, so it was a 2nd level spell.
So 3. So can you roll me 3d6 and everyone around you heals by that much?
3d6. Everyone within 60 feet of me heals.
Which is the entire group. So
yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, my d6s are in my pocket. I was like, where are my d6s?
I don't think anybody needed healing.
Yeah, I don't think anyone needs it, but that's...
Well, the Guardian did.
True.
True. So I only cast it at a 1st level, and then upped it by 1 spell level.
So it'd be 2d6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pick pick a color: red, dark blue, or light blue.
Dark blue.
Okay,
Dark
dope.
blue,
So
dark
I
blue.
took that dice away because I'd already rolled 3.
Cool.
So
Wait,
it's 6 points of healing.
And Shield Guardian number 1, which is near Kastan, is like just out of 60 feet of you. So that one, first off, it hasn't taken any damage yet. Second off, it doesn't heal. But so only friendlies potentially heal. But as you cast this big crackling bolt of energy towards it, just about 5 feet before Shield Guardian number 2, it just vanishes. Now, with your passive perception, you do hear really far down in the chamber a little, like it hit somewhere, but not Shield Guardian 2.
Like okay.
Oh, by the way, I
We
forgot to
don't
tell you
see
guys,
where.
those D4s you were rolling in the previous combat, those were recharge turns on the abilities of the Mol'Karrian creature. So every time you rolled a D4 at the end, that meant it had that many turns till it could reuse the action. Because I gave it like 10 different actions, and I couldn't use a lot of them because you blinded it, but that was the recharge rate on it. So and just a heads up, it looks like my food will be here in about 15 minutes, so we will be wrapping up soon. Again, I set that longer out. I thought it would take longer, so that's okay. This is going to be an epic cliffhanger. So,
no worries.
You cast this max energy bolt, max damage, and it doesn't appear to hit number 2 at all, but it sounds like it hit somewhere else in this large room.
I will my owl. I would say that it probably didn't really. Actually, it probably would have followed me. If not, it would have been like in that center room still.
Yes.
But I want to have it dash and just go into the pass. So it's like over the shield guard. I want to go down and I want it to like scout in that direction. Maybe try to figure out where our attacks are hitting instead.
Cool. And remind me, can you see through its eyes or
I
tell
have
what it's
to
seeing?
use an action to do so. But I think that it can telepathically communicate to me. So maybe not like in full sentences, but like it might be able to give me like tell me what's going on over there with that. But I have to use an action to warg into it and then an action to warg back.
Cool. So as it dashes forward towards Shield Guardian number 2, at about 5 feet in front of Shield Guardian 2, where the arrow and the spell vanished, your owl also vanishes. And then telepathically it tells you, I'm somewhere else. There's another Shield Guardian near me. That's different from the one that was just in front of me.
Wild. Okay.
And there's a little bit of smoke in the air as well near it. That's what it tells you telepathically.
Near it. Okay.
So we're attacking another Shield Guardian through this Shield Guardian?
Yeah.
Potentially.
So yeah, my familiar within 100 feet of me can communicate with me telepathically.
It's a little bit over 100 feet, but because of the
I would say that I wouldn't have let it go
fine.
that far. Yeah, I would say like I would have kept it at least within 100 feet of me.
Well, it seems like it teleported elsewhere when it went through that line.
Oh.
So it's more than 100 feet from you right now. So because of the magical aura, you can still communicate with it, but it seems faint and distorted slightly.
It's like I'm somewhere else.
Yes, it is somewhere else. So
this was number 2 that it flew towards.
Yes.
Okay.
But now it is no longer within your line of sight whatsoever. And you can't tell how far it is or in what relation it is to you direction-wise.
Okay.
Yes. So, anything else you can do for your turn, Ted?
Nope, that's all I got.
Okay.
I'm gonna move. Sorry, I'm gonna follow Verkus.
Okay, cool. So you can move 30 feet?
Yeah, I'll just be behind Verkus because I don't think I won't move past him. I'll just stay behind.
Perfect. So you turn that corner and move past him. Shield Guardian number 2. Sorry, I should have erased Kastan's previous position. So only Eremos can still see Shield Guardian number 2 at this point. That Shield Guardian is going to start dashing towards Eremos, and after it moves about 5 feet, it just vanishes as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Terrifying.
And really quick, let me see what happens.
Does my owl see it now?
Yeah, actually, your owl sees another Shield Guardian come from behind it and move past it.
It's just like, the fuck?
Yes. Eremos, it's your turn.
Huh.
Run toward that place where you see everything vanish.
Should I?
I mean, you'll be alone.
No, I'll have your owl.
And I'll see you guys next session. No, I'm just kidding. Cliffhanger.
Next session, Eremos' funeral.
I don't think,
Don't worry, I have poultry.
Amos would, knowing this place is dangerous. I don't think he would separate from everyone, although I want to. I will use my action to dash 60 feet down the narrow corridor with everyone else.
Okay, perfect. So let me move you 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So you are next to Kastan. Do you want to stand between Kastan and Shield Guardian number 1?
Yes.
Cool. That puts you right at 60 feet. So you are, Kastan is immediately behind you, and 5 feet in front of you is the hulking form of Shield Guardian number 1.
That sounds good. And that way, that Shield Guardian number 1 cannot block the hallway off for Verkus or whoever else needs to get through.
Exactly.
I was afraid we would get separated by that Shield Guardian number 1.
I know. That's what I was thinking. If you guys didn't move quick enough, it would try to block you guys.
Yeah.
There's ways around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, through its legs,
Or,
Okay.
teleporty ways.
Oh, yeah.
So, as you run forward and put yourself bravely between Kastan and Shield Guardian number 1, Shield Guardian number 1 is going to move forward and raise its fists to attack Eremos. And that is where we will end the session. Because my food's about to be here. So, that is our cliffhanger, and we will resume this next session.
Okay.
Awesome.
You guys did awesome. That was super fun. Thank you so much. To be continued.